All right, we have the Beyond Unofficial Game Awards 2025 bingo card. I really like to. I feel like the unofficial should be bigger there. It's also, I don't know if bingo is trademarked or copyrighted, but we also aren't affiliated with bingo. Whoever owns that, and also I don't think this is even
G0.
Yeah, it's beyond go. Also, I don't think this is even technically bingo because we only have 4 tiles, but let's call it it's Beyond 4D Chess Game Awards Predictions Edition. The Muppets, always a safe bet at the Game Awards, and literally 5 minutes ago when we were setting up to record, it was announced that's a free space basically, because there's going to be one very notable Muppet there.
Miss Piggy is going to be presenting something. I feel like every year there's a Muppet, and I don't think they've ever had like it's kind of weird to say, like a tier 1 Muppet yet. So
that's I mean, they had Animal talking about like Elden Ring a while back. They had Statler and Waldorf. They had, I feel like there's that, not Rizzo Ratzo, but the weird little bug guy.
Oh, the shrimp.
Yeah, the shrimp. He was there one time. But yeah, Miss Piggy's, that's an A-lister. Really, I feel like Keeley's really he's earned the Muppets' trust. He's getting the heavy hitters out there. So that's a shoo-in right there. On a related note, I guess sort of tangentially related to the Muppets, an awkward 70-year-old actor coming out and talking about video games, which they may or may not be particularly well versed in. In the past, we've had Nick Cage, we've had Al Pacino, Michael Madsen, the late great Michael Madsen. They've all kind of come out and been like, "Hey, check this thing out." And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's awkward, and sometimes it's both. But yeah, any guesses on who might make an appearance?
So, even though I don't know who we would see, but hopefully they're better than Vin Diesel that one year when he came out and he just like turned around and started looking at the screen for like the Fast and the Furious trailer. Even though Vin Diesel's not 70, but he did act like an awkward 70-year-old. But I don't know who's...
Maybe we'll get Vin Diesel talking about Arc 2, which might come out someday. We got that big CG trailer with him ages ago.
I thought it was 70 years ago, that trailer.
70 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call. Maybe Tarantino. He's doing all the Fortnite stuff.
Yeah, that would make sense. I was just gonna say, like, who would you want? Like, you're Jeff Keighley for a day, and you get to book whoever you want to come out and present best soundtrack.
I want to see John Carpenter up there. Yeah. I mean, he's got enough stuff going on with games. He's got John Carpenter's Toxic Commandos coming out. There's the new Halloween game. He's probably really excited about another Ratchet and Clank coming out at some point. He's probably playing Destiny Renegades. I love John Carpenter. He's an old grouch, and he loves the games. But I feel like he'd be like, I don't want to go on that stage. I'm not doing that. All right, here's another safe bet. Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. That's practically a free space right there. Yeah,
we should have put my close personal friend, Mr. Kojima, which is, I feel like, Jeff's always bringing him out like that. We've seen a bit of OD. I want to see more. Seems like a safe bet. That seems like a good Keighley show thing to show off. Does he have? He's got Fizzant too, right?
Yeah, there's Fizzant, and then I'm sure there's like a Death Stranding show and an anime coming and a movie.
Oh yeah.
So. And then was he on like GQ or something now? I keep seeing Kojima like one of the magazine spreads. He's like the guy. So
we didn't talk about this. Did you see how he's in Zootopia 2 in Japan?
Yeah,
he plays the little mole. I want to find like a clip of that. I would love to see what that sounds like. I guess hear what that sounds like. Anyway, speaking of noises, I guess one regular occurrence at the Game Awards is the Flute Guy. There's the Game Awards Orchestra, and one sort of notable member of that crew is the guy who plays the flute but just really starts rocking out with it. And I feel like that was one of those bizarre little sort of viral clip out moments from a few years ago. And whatever happens with those is anytime there's something that kind of gets like to be this runaway hit thing that people are talking about, like this whatever is getting a lot of buzz. Keeley's like, oh, you guys like that, did you? Well, here it is again, a lot more of it, which, case in point being, Josef Fares dropping F-bombs on stage, or I guess the Muppets. That one feels like something that Keeley just kind of does for fun, for his own, which I can't blame him. If I had like the means of getting my personal puppet heroes outstage, I'd get them out there, you know.
Personal puppet heroes.
Yeah.
He's almost got the entire cast of Muppets Christmas Carol, so maybe Michael Caine is the 70-year-old that comes out.
That would be pretty wild. But yeah, Flute Guy, I think last year, in addition to playing like a regular flute, he played like a really teeny one, and then he played like a giant one. I think these instruments have names, but I don't know what they are. All right, the Game Awards presents, or the Game Awards Orchestra performs the Game Awards theme song on a sort of similar note to the Flute Guy stuff. They always play the theme song for the Game Awards, which is odd to me, but
I always forget it. And then every year I go, what a cool song. And then it's like the Avatar movies. It just goes out of my brain. And then the next one comes. I go, wow, that's cool.
Isn't it Hans Zimmer?
I think so.
Yeah. That feels like you know how like there's I think was it Michael Bolton who did like the ESPN music? It's just like it's like a real cool, it's like a cool little, it's like you don't need to have music for a sports or whatever, but whatever, go for it. Or it's like Monday Night Football on 5. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the Game Awards Orchestra performs the Game Awards theme music. I feel like that's going to happen at some point, whether or not we want it to. Next up, we got Mario Kart World DLC. There's been a bunch of little things sort of leaking tidbits here and there. I realize this is a PlayStation show, but you know what?
It's Game
Mario
Awards.
Mario Kart World is a game.
Yeah,
there's I don't know, data miners think that it's going to be Donkey Kong Bonanza related. They think that there's going to be familiar characters showing up in there. So that is on the bingo card. What do we got next?
Jeff Keighley presents the free space. So every bingo card needs a free space, and here's one presented by Jeff Keighley himself.
We didn't give you enough free spaces already. I'd also like to point out, just to legally distinguish Beyond Go from bingo, the free space is not directly in the middle. It's sort of off to the side and up in the corner a little bit. So that doesn't make any sense, but make of it what you will. Jeff Keighley presents the free space world premiere. Jurassic World Survival. Do you remember this game?
No, I don't remember at all. When you suggested this, I was like, okay.
Okay, so this is from, I think it's Saber's doing it, and it looks like Alien Isolation with dinosaurs, but also we only got a CG trailer so far. I'm cautiously optimistic. Again, there've been a lot of so-so Jurassic Park games, and it really is funny to me that the most successful like Jurassic gaming thing that is going on right now is the Evolution theme park managers, because that's, I don't know, I've said this before, but like it feels like if they made a video game based on the movie Speed and the goal of the video game was to drive a bus safely, you know, like it's kind of the whole point of those movies is that the theme park goes sideways and all the dinosaurs get out, and then the games, they're just like, can you feed the Triceratops enough hay so it is happy? Can you take care of these animals?
Can you manage the park attendants' ticket prices? This game, I think I vaguely remember, because I remember thinking, oh my god, they're finally doing Dino Crisis, and then it wasn't that. So maybe that's probably why I forgot about it. We're never going to get Dino Crisis.
We're never going to get Dino Crisis. I like that I just pulled a couple of just sort of forgettable, this left field games out here. This is my bingo card. Road Kings. You remember Road Kings?
Is this was it a Road Rash type of game? No,
not at all. I guess you could. There's probably some kind of rash involved with it, but this was revealed, I think, during Summer Gaming, and it's the one. We got a CG trailer for it. It's a Saber Interactive game. It's the guys who do like Mud Runner and Snow Runner and like Roadcraft, but in this case, it's just about driving 18-wheelers and delivering stuff in trucks. But they made this kick-ass trailer that had this dude like driving his 18-wheeler directly towards a tornado while it was playing some like, royalty-free ZZ Top music, whatever.
I remember that.
Yeah, this video, the trailer dropped, it might have been Gamescom. It was wherever it dropped, it was one of the biggest things to come out of it in terms of traffic. Like, people were really stoked on it. And I feel like that's one of those, bizarre little spikes that Keighley would be like, yeah, all right, we'll show some trucks. So
that sounds like the most Gamescom game I've ever heard of. So that would track if it was an Opening Night Live reveal.
They love trucks in Europe. They can't get enough of them.
Can't get enough.
I don't know. I want to play this game. Like, I feel like there's the what is it? Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator. There's like one company that makes all the simulators, but then there's this other company that's sort of doing more, I don't know, it's like more physics based. Like, I really liked Mud Runner and Snow Runner because it's like, feels like you're really, I don't know, like you really have to make the wheels go in the mud and make them drive the truck right. But what is that like when it's on a properly paved freeway? We'll have to find out. What will the tornado do to the truck? I hope it's terrible. All right, this was your pick. A ton of anime mobile games.
Yeah, I feel like every Keighley event, so that includes Summer Gaming and Opening Night Live and, Summer Game Fest. Sorry, not Summer Gaming, that's IGN. There's always a block of like 20 minutes where it is anime mobile games, and I always think this is one really long trailer, and I find out later on that was 6 different games and DLC for other games, and it's just like they always look the same. They always look like something that I will inevitably download one of them, install everything on my phone. It takes up half my phone's space. I'll play it for 2 minutes and go, all right, that was cool, and then rinse and repeat the next year. So I'm sure we'll have that block.
Yeah, I can see that. I like that also this is such a subjective bingo block. A ton of anime mobile games, not like a specific number, but like a ton of them.
Just enough to where you lose count.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna make a guess for which one we're gonna see, which is 7 Deadly Sins Origins, which is not free to play, but it's coming out for a bunch of stuff. I just did the whole like look ahead 2026 recap of what's coming out, and I always forget that the first quarter of the year is always just this like just barrage of JRPGs and like anime games, and they just always put them out then. So always you get like some, Trails in the Sky or Tales of Vesperia or whatever, a bunch of stuff like that. So I don't know, that's my guess. What do we got next?
We have in-game item promoting a non-game thing.
Yeah. Can you think of a specific example? Because I can.
What's your example?
Do you remember when they revealed that there were exclusive, I think it was either Grubhub or DoorDash, but there was like skins for the trucks in PUBG?
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was weird. It was a weird look. I don't know. I hope we get something like that. I'm always just kind of, grossed out, but also fascinated when there's something that's just like, hey, money changed hands very publicly here. Look at it. There it is. And again, these are all these trailers and reveals. They're all ads, which is fine. It's fun. We get excited. It's nice to look forward to things. This is a sad one. It is an award show, but the major award category is speedrun. You always get this, I feel like about 3/4 of the way into the show, it's like comes back from a commercial break and Keighley or somebody else just basically burns through, not even announcing the nominees, just the winners of a bunch of categories. And it's, like sound design or art direction or something like that.
They'll cut to Sydney and then she'll rattle off a bunch of awards, and then they cut back to Keighley and he goes, all right. And then we go into the anime block. So
yeah. This is a one I hope we get. The Shadow Drop game release, the big surprise. Yes. I feel like we might get Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, I saw some rumors that it got renamed this morning.
Yeah.
Something, I would type it in, but you'll just hear my keyboard loudly.
So it's, let's see. The PEGI European Ratings Board website, it lists as rated PEGI 18 for violence and bad language.
Whoa.
And it lists as Black Flag Resynced. And I feel like the ratings board stuff is usually what comes before a shadow drop. So yeah, that would be cool. We've been hearing about this one forever. Like the guy who voices Edward Kenway has talked about it. There have been, there was just a bizarre sort of mystery box in the Ubisoft earnings call. There were like, speculation that it was coming out in the spring, like towards March or so, but like it'd be kind of cool if it just dropped suddenly. Not cool for anyone reviewing it, but still cool otherwise. I'm really excited for that because I love Black Flag and I think it's probably my favorite Assassin's Creed game. So getting like a remake, remaster would be awesome. But Assassin's Creed's been really weird lately because they just like added a bunch of stuff to Mirage while they're not adding things to Shadows, and then now a new one's coming out, and so I would not be surprised if there's just a shadow drop like, oh, by the way, AC4, it's out right now. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I feel like the downside there is that shadow dropping it right now, it's got a lot of stuff to compete with. Then again, it also does sort of show up in time for people spending a bunch of money before the holidays or when people got a bunch of gift cards. But looking at, I think the sort of leaked or the rumored release date put it pretty much in the same territory as the Oblivion remake, which sort of came out. I think what was that? That was like March or April. It was kind of in like a weird spot where there wasn't a ton of other stuff going on aside from, you know, Claire Obscura, which did fine in spite of this. But yeah, there's definitely more noise to compete with if you shadow drop something in the midst of the holidays. But yeah, who knows? I would love to get anything surprise launched because that's always a nice little treat, you know.
Outside of that God of War DLC, what else has been shadow dropped at Game Awards? It's like I can't think of. That was major, at least, because there's always small stuff, but it's like.
Yeah, that's a good question. I know that I feel like a demo doesn't count as a shadow drop. That's just a demo. As far as like proper game launches, that's kind of that'd be a fun thing to round up as like the best shadow drops.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Developer interview that goes way too long.
Yep.
There's always one of those.
Yeah, and I feel bad because it's always like a cool game, but sometimes it's like this show is so rapid fire, and then we'll get an interview where they're talking about the map for 4 minutes, and it's just like kind of agonizing, and you know, it's cool, but also this isn't really the show for that. So I'm sure we'll see that.
All right, and then we got another one that I think might have leaked, which is the Leon Kennedy reveal for Resident Evil Requiem. Again, a thing we've been hearing about for months. And just this morning, after you'd already made this bingo card, they dropped that there's a graphic on the PlayStation Store for one of the versions you can pre-order this game that just has good old sexy Leon, looking older, but still handsome.
His hair's super ragged.
I think his looks okay. He looks like he could condition more, but I think it's still nice. You know, he's got a little scruff. He's still got I think he's got a different fur-lined jacket. So excited to see what he's up to. I don't know. I want to be more excited for Requiem than I am.
Did you play Requiem at Gamescom?
I did.
What'd you think about it?
It was all right. I mean, it was definitely the worst place to play it, you know, because you're standing like 16 inches from an enormous screen and there's like people yelling around you and all that. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of whiplash because I guess the last one I played was the 4 remake, which again starts to veer into sort of action territory. And I really like it when it hits that sort of sweet spot of like, you know, horror action hybrid. And then this one is definitely a return to sort of old school RE2, RE1, claustrophobic, you're powerless in a scary mansion type of gameplay. But if Leon's involved, maybe it'll take like a action turn towards the end. But
yeah, I saw some footage of I forget what the main character's name is in this one, but she's like shooting zombies, and I was like, oh, we're going back to like classic Resident Evil. They're not just like weird bioweapon people. So I have hope. It was a fun demo. It was pretty scary, but I do hope there's some action in it because it's.
I mean, it's that like pure survival horror where you're like you really just don't have any way of fighting back, and the thing just kills you in 2 hits. Which I don't love that. I like when there's a little bit of a fighting chance. I'm definitely more interested in the kind of run around, solve puzzles, and then there's zombies you got to deal with kind of stuff on the side, and then eventually shooting that big scary lady with a bazooka or whatever you do. Eventually, I feel like that's what's going to happen. Is there's going to be the sort of claustrophobic hallway driven early stuff, and then it's sort of going to gradually open up, and then you're gonna actually fight her. Because that's how those games go. We'll have to wait and see. Yep. And then finally on our bingo card, the surprise remaster / remake, which could be anything, you know?
Could be a game that we just talked about a few minutes ago. So
yeah, maybe. I would love to see. I mean, Resident Evil turns 30 in 2026, so it feels like a good time as any to just sort of hype that up and do exciting new things. And I know, you know, I'm all for new stuff, but I think there's also that. Be kind of cool to see them, you know, take one of the other, back catalog things and give it a fresh coat of paint like they've been doing with the remakes.
This bingo card, I feel like you can kind of get every space. It's pretty, everything in here is pretty obvious, which I like.
I think it's let's see. So there's, Muppets, Mario Kart World, in-game item, promoting non-game thing, and surprise remaster remake. I feel like the upper left to bottom right diagonal is a safe one. The top row of Muppets, 70-year-old segment, Hideo Kojima and Flute Guy, that's a shoe-in. Shadow game drop, ton of anime mobile games. Jeff Keighley presents the Free Space and Flute Guy. Again, that's another, the other diagonal is pretty good. Yeah, this is an easy bingo. I think a lot of people can win at bingo. I think you made a very good job making a bingo card, Nick. I like this a lot.
Thank you. I think the two hardest here are going to be Road Kings and Jurassic World Survival. So
yeah, I hope we see Road Kings. I know that most people don't care for Road Kings aside from the very vocal trucking enthusiast portion of Europe, but I do. I want to see it. I want to see those trucks.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip from Beyond, IGN's weekly PlayStation show. You can find the full episode over on youtube.com/IGN Games. And don't forget, new episodes of Beyond drop every Wednesday on IGN.com, the IGN Games YouTube, and all your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks again for watching, and as always, Beyond.